Hello and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently still in sell-off mode. We could not reclaim the 55-week EMA. I mean, maybe the market still can, but honestly, it doesn't look like we'll get a bounce. So we seem to reach the 90,450 level next. That's here the roughly, 90,500. This is the golden ratio level from the rally that happened after the April low. That's the support area I shared with you, well, already months ago, really. That's the main support area at the moment. This is the weekly time frame, by the way. So this is our key support area. And there's currently no confirmed low. You know that. I talked about it. I was very clear about it. We're likely going to see some further downside. What I was watching for, at least over the weekend, was a smaller bounce, but not even that happened. So the market is still in quite an aggressive downtrend. My plans, I talked about my plans a few days ago. I already bought BTC, a small position, starter position, around 95K. And I said if we get closer to the golden ratio level, I'll probably add a little more. If we then get to 83K, which is the 78.6 FIB level, I will probably add more size, okay? So for me, this is an opportunity to accumulate. Still, of course, not, just not without a plan. So it needs to be with a plan and with wise position size management. I do not expect a low is in. I am clearly watching for further downside still. You know that if you watched previous updates and if you are on Discord and read the updates. Looking at it, it seems like we are approaching the golden ratio level. As I said, this is an important one. And below 83K, a larger correction will become even more likely. We're already in a correction. With larger correction, I mean that this 1-2 setup, which we're tracking, will likely not play out, okay? I mentioned in the videos over the last few days, again and again, there are still, let's say, two rather clear pathways actually that could still lead to new all-time highs. We talked about that in the live stream today as well. The first one is in a B wave bounce. A larger B wave can easily play out. Yeah, a B wave to new all-time highs could still happen. Yeah, but obviously without any, let's say, without any evidence. Yeah, that we started even a bounce. This is speculative for now. And if the market can find support here, this could be a wave 2. Now, I said many times the corrections that happened after the March 24 highs, for example, into the August 24 lows, or after the December 24 high into the April low this year, they were around 35%, like 30 to 35. Like, yeah, here 33, yeah, and then the other one was around 32% as well. I think, yeah, 32, 33%. So what we're dealing with now is a correction which is similar, but it's really only around 25%. What is interesting is that the fear and greed index is already at 10. I haven't checked it today. Maybe today it's even lower, but 10 is already the February reading of this year. And so we're kind of, price is higher, but fear and greed index is even lower. That's interesting. Now let's go to the daily time frame. And I still think a bounce is likely, but probably not yet, because as you can see here in the on the daily, this is the daily time frame. Yeah, daily. Hold on, let me make them some space here. Daily time frame shows towards 91,400 as next downside target. 91,400 to, yeah, basically 90,600. Let me adjust that slightly. It's more like 90,500 to 91,400. That's the next cluster of support. So again, in both of these scenarios, there's no confirmed low. I mentioned specifically that I'm following the orange scenario at the moment primarily, which allows for further downside. And for example, what I could imagine happens is we are oversold on the daily RSI. We get a bounce and a lower low on the price chart, but a higher low on the RSI. Be aware of that. It's not very much oversold. We're at 30 now on the RSI, so it's not like it's significantly oversold. We need to be keeping in mind that the 55-week EMA, which acted as support for so long, could act as resistance going forward as well. But yeah, we are now testing Fibonacci support as no, and it seems like we're going down further. The next bounce could be a wave 4 and then a 5th wave down. Now, on the shorter time frame, if we go now to the micro pattern chart, I think we go back to we revert back to the previous micro count that we're still in the 3rd wave. What I told you was I was watching for it was a larger bounce in circle wave 4 here on the micro pattern chart, smaller degree chart, but it has become clear we are not in this bounce yet. So further downside is likely. Let's tidy that up together. So resistance is holding, clearly. Resistance is still holding. That's why we're still looking for lower overall. And we will adjust the resistance area with the price as the price goes lower. Resistance is now between 96,343 and 99,360. And the count I had on the chart until yesterday was this. Yeah. And this is still playing out. So it is just that the structure here allowed for a bounce into resistance, but the market is still weak, right? So we still go down lower, extend circle wave 3. And yeah, around about 91,400 is likely next. What I said to you is that this decline looks a bit like a 3-wave decline, which kind of makes sense because wave 5 can be an ending diagonal pattern. So it might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this gives us the roadmap at the moment here. Seems like we're still stuck in the 3rd wave, then could get 4, 5. So yeah, open the door. Let's say the trap door is open to around about 91,400. For a first indication, a low of sorts is in place. We need a break above the 95,600 level, that last spike here. And then a move above the swing high here from the intraday high basically is needed. 96,600 to signal that, yeah, we could be in this 4th wave. And then overall, there is still much more work needed here. Please note that here on the smaller time frame, the wave degrees are different because we show a different degree of detail. Okay, so what that orange count that we're tracking is showing us is further downside, maybe a bounce, more downside, another bounce, more downside. I'm not sure if we get that last move down, right? But for now, the pressure remains downward. I told you what the nearest resistances are. And these levels here, like the last swing highs, they are really just micro resistances, yeah? What the first meaningful Fibonacci resistance area is this one, between 96,340 and 99,360. So the pressure appears downward. We're oversold though, and I'm rather starting to accumulate than panic selling. But that has to be with small size for now, because this is still a catching the falling knife situation, and I'm not trying to catch that falling knife, okay? I'm just accumulating casually spot, not futures. Doesn't make any sense. We're in a downtrend, and this could carry on a bit more because everybody's like, oh, fear and greed index is 10, can't go any lower. It can, guys. So it might take us to more extreme levels, and I appreciate how this community is still, I don't want to say positive, but full of respect, and everything, and still very much level-headed. If I look at what other communities are doing, it's crazy. Yeah, here or on X and in the community, in the comment section, it's crazy. So thanks all for that. I highly appreciate it. That should give you the next support zones, the next resistances, and should give you clarity for the coming sessions. I'll of course keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, then check out our X channel as well for additional charts, updates, news, and much more. There are also some additional video updates here and so on. So yeah, feel free to follow us there. I'll leave a link in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.